So, it's been a week and a bit since the whole Save TF2 meme was a thing, and since then, it seems all we've really gotten as a response is that tweet that everyone had a Soyjack meltdown over, and a job listing at Valve for someone who can work on anti-cheat software. And, that's more than I expected we'd get. These days, the expectations for Valve from their community are so low that even a generic, woohoo, we're with you, on Twitter is something to be celebrated. But it looks like, in general, the response that was actually needed to fix the issue is nowhere near the response we got, making it seem like this whole operation has been a pretty big bust. Now, I'm the first person who would like to be proven wrong about this. I'm not one of these weird, sycophantic people who credits their entire existence to TF2. TF2 gave me a lot of the friends I have today, but it's not the blood that flows through my veins. I'm normal, I have a life, I have other interests, but that being said, I have enjoyed the content renaissance that TF2 seems to have had on YouTube in the past year or so, and I would have enjoyed even more to have Valve strategically capitalize on this and give us a lot of new and interesting updates to the game, but we all knew that second part was never going to happen. Valve cannot even be bothered to make a blog post about this, explaining what has been going on for the past couple of years. So forget about new content. They don't even want to talk about their current content to the hordes of loyal fans that I would honestly call abused addicts more than anything else. The current content, of course, being that the mainstream servers that they host are left in an essentially unplayable state. So next time Valve shits out another crate full of haphazardly picked workshop items that they had nothing to do with actually making, you should remember this. Next time Valve releases some battle pass or other cosmetic trash in one of their other games, you should remember this. Next time you even want to buy a game on Steam, you should remember this. And certainly next time Valve is essentially shamed by nearly an entire community into making a worthless, half-hearted, fake apology, you should remember this. Say what you will about the only real competition to Steam, which is Epic Games, but those guys put more content in Fortnite in one chapter of their seasons than Valve has put into TF2 in years. A game which was one of the pillars of their company that propelled them into the mainstream. And they refuse, because of their stupid anti-hierarchical business model, and because of their pride and laziness, to give that game the time of day to even have servers they host be functional. Not good, not great, but functional. I don't care about the community server browser. In this day and age, that should be the icing, not the cake. I forget which one of the dozens or so TF2 YouTubers said this, but I'll echo it here because it's succinct and biting and correct. Uncle Dane should not be shouldering the burden of hosting servers to make the game playable for people. That is fucking embarrassing. It is incredible that these people at Valve, between the TF2 crisis and others, don't go into work every day ashamed of the fact that they belong to such a lazy, greedy organization. And that's even assuming they go into work every day at all. I'm willing to be the one who's going to say what a lot of people in the community are feeling that kept getting shut down by idiot Redditors trying to say that things would work out if we were just polite. Valve, fuck you. We hate that you won't do anything to actually fix this issue plaguing a game you've been profiting off of for years. We hate that it requires a gathering of nearly every significant voice in the TF2 community to yell at you only to get a tweet in response. We hate that you have disrespected and abandoned one of your most beloved projects, showing that you don't even care about the artistic creations you make or that people from your organization have made in the past. And most of all, we hate you. Nobody, if they can help it, should be buying anything from this company. Not software, not games, not cosmetics in games, and certainly not their constant failures of hardware like the controller, Steam Deck, or Steam Link back when it was hardware, which bombed so hard that you guys had to sell it essentially for 90% off. Maybe not even essentially, maybe that was the actual sale. I forget because nobody wanted to buy it, so nobody talked about it. Glad you've been spending money hiring people to shit these failures out instead of doing something much easier that would create a lot more goodwill from your community, like updating the game that everybody actually likes and more people have played than people who have even seen a Steam Deck. I understand that there's no real moral obligation or metaphysical obligation or any sort of real obligation that Valve has towards us Maybe there is actually an argument for those. I don't know. I think there could be. But the fact that they refuse to even communicate about these things shows a level of disrespect and disdain that everybody should be constantly aware of whenever they interact with this company. And hopefully, those interactions are going to become more and more infrequent as time goes on.